Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to the show. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hello, Mariam. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Nima is stuck in traffic, so she should be joining us very soon.
I know. I just knew that with the rain,
that
it was going something like that was going to happen. The windstorm was quite strong this morning. Was that the same way in your area?
Very, very strong. Yes. Very strong.
By the time we left the house, yeah. So I watched Blood Sister.
Yes, we're
on Netflix yesterday. It was really good, really nice. I'm just impressed. I'm proud, where Nollywood is headed. We're telling our own story in our own way, and we're doing it very well. We're catching up to our music, and I'm so proud, really proud of that work. Yes, all the actors did amazing.
We didn't get up until finished. Like 4 episodes back to back. Like finished past midnight. I'm like, I gotta be in your view tomorrow morning. It's time to go to bed. So after you watch your movie or a film, your husband wants to review with you for the next one. I said, Uncle, I'm going to bed. That blessing. I'm like, I'm going to bed. I gotta go tomorrow. Come back. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. The rain started this morning. I was like, I wish I could just snuggle.
I'm telling you, under the covers.
Under the covers and just sleep and just cuddle somebody. I didn't feel like standing.
Mine was bad because my windows were open.
Okay.
When the rain starts, I usually close the windows. But I don't know what happened. I got knocked off. So the rain had entered well. Because until I started hearing the thunder and I jumped up. By the time I jumped up, my floor was wet. Everything like, oh my gosh, I can't even start mopping.
Oh, leave me.
Just, but yeah, it was very cool weather.
Today I'll try and see the Blood Sisters. I was looking for something to do after the book review tonight. I like to watch movies still.
How does a book review go? It's like you're online together or you all come to the house?
Online together. We do it on Telegram. Okay. So we review, we pick chapters. So we read a book a month. We break it into chapters. So each Friday that we have to review, we pick those chapters and then we talk about the lessons we've learned most especially and what we want to practice from it. So I've done some scheduling in such a way that different people handle the reviews. So I will be starting for the month of May. I will handle it tonight.
Nice.
And we just
it makes people read.
Yeah.
Okay, so this weekend I'm going up to Abeokuta by God's grace for a funeral. My younger brother's mom was passed on recently, and she'll be laid to rest by God's grace tomorrow. So I'll be in Abeokuta for the funeral, and I think that's pretty much it for this weekend for me. Nothing major also. All right, we'll hope for Nima can get here on time because I know there's traffic on the road, so that's why she's late. Yeah. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
All right, we're going to start with the nation. ACF leaders South should stop issuing threats over zoning. Nigeria-US orders lead in gas flaring, says World Bank report. APC presidential forum, 17 aspirants so far and still counting. Abuja-Kaduna train service set to resume. Payment of helicopter landing fees begin on Monday. And Senator Bashiru leads Oyetola's re-election campaign. All right, which story? There's one more story. Pope uses killer rice in town, customs wants. Oh, wow. Okay, let's start.
Yeah, okay, I'll start with that. So the Nigerian customs have said that this was yesterday. They had impounded some rice, of course, that had been brought in illegally, and NAFDAC also happened to do a test on this rice and found out that it was heavy with lead. And they say that is unhealthy for human consumption. And I was thinking, is it just unhealthy or dangerous? They said it was in a huge amount in this rice. And so they're telling Nigerians to be careful when this rice is impounded. It's not for Nigerians to go behind government's back and to buy this rice. I know a few days ago when we were talking about the borders being open, people were saying that the rice that's being smuggled in is cheaper than our own Nigerian rice. Yes, apart from the price, we need to pay attention to our health as well.
Yes, it may be more dangerous.
Yeah, so it's just a warning saying that this rice is dangerous to our health and we should not buy it.
Someone even called yesterday to tell us, correct us, that it's actually not cheaper. There's 20,000
naira there. But then it's about...
Okay, go ahead, on that story.
Yes, so there's a new report by World Bank's Global Gas Flaring Reduction Partnership. the United States, the reporter said that the United States and 7 other countries account for 75% of gas flaring worldwide. Now, the reports mentioned Russia, Iraq, Iran, Venezuela, Algeria, Kazakhstan, and Colombia as those other 7 countries. And they said that they've tried as much as possible to reduce wasting gas during oil production. And so far, most of the countries are not able to do it. I think it's only the US that has achieved that. And they gave us data of what results in the gas flaring. It says 400 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent emissions happened in 2021 alone from the gas flaring. Now, it says that one of the ways that we need to look into this is to ensure that we end polluting and wasting our gas. That pollution is not working. We have a lot of issues resulting from pollution when we flare the gas. And so now that it's only US that has found a way to reduce the gas flaring, and they're still even producing more oil, other countries need to tap into this so that they find a way to reduce that gas flaring.
All right, so I took a story yesterday that the southern leaders are asking that we should concede to ensuring that zoning for the presidency is moved down south. Now, Arewa Consultative Forum is responding to that in today's papers, and they're saying that, and they're accusing the Southerners of not accepting or acknowledging the fact that the North has 75% of Nigeria's land mass, and that the voting population is most from the North, and that the Southerners will never acknowledge that tomatoes, onions, and most of our food stuff is coming from the North, and that they're giving them an ultimatum that the presidency must come from the South is totally unacceptable. And I found that a bit disturbing because when a group is saying, listen, let's be equitable. Yeah. Let's rotate this. Let us all have some kind of stake in this thing called Nigeria. Another group is responding to that, saying that, oh, now they're asking for is a democratic process that should be based on whoever is able to get the votes. We should stop talking about zoning. And let's not play this ethnic card. And it really bothers me. Yes, Nigerians are saying that we should vote, but based on what the others from the South are saying, that zoning should be done to the South, because indeed, if we want equity in this country, it should get that. But ACF is saying that, let me read specifically what they have said, that as we inch up towards the 2023 election, it comes as no surprise that the Southern politicians are giving the Northern counterparts an ultimatum, which roughly translates to elect no one from the North as president or we'll break up the country. And that's how ACF is translating what the Southerners are asking for. And I'm saying, is that what the Southerners are asking for?
I don't think that's what they're asking for. I just feel that, you know, looking at when democracy started in the country since 1999, they haven't been given a chance. And they have some parts of the Southeast who feel marginalized. And they say, okay, since you don't want to make us feel like we're part of Nigerians, we want to go. And others are saying, we don't want to go. We want to be a part of this country, but show us that you value us. I think that's where there's a thin line between...
Let me just say something maybe for ACF, and I could be wrong. I stand corrected. But I've always thought what they have said is, at the party level, you can decide what you want to do, but you cannot stop someone for running for the office. You know, at party level, you can decide to do your zoning, but people can decide who it is that they want to vote for. That's it.
All right, moving on quickly to the Punch. 2023 consensus plan unsettles APC. Protesters warn against imposition. Lassa fever kills 140. NCDC alerts health workers. Tinubu behind Sanwo-Olu. GAC insists as controversy surrounds second term bid for Sanwo-Olu. FG to take over Ebonyi Medical Sciences varsity, says Buhari. UTMA begins in 750 centers. Osun NSCDC deploys 100 people. Lebanese detained for crushing Lagos woman and victim undergoes 7-hour surgery. Rights violators can't get asylum, UK tells IPOP others. Ekiti priest to die by hanging for killing monarch. Super TV CEO, we restricted Al-Ataga's account after death, says bank. Okay, which story?
Yes, the human interest story. A lady, Omotomi Akinsoya, is battling for her life after being crushed by a Toyota 4Runner driven by a Lebanese, John Gregg, on Sanusi Fonwat Street in the Victoria Island of Lagos State. So what happened was that this John Gregg was driving at top speed against traffic and then crushed ran into Akinsanya and crushed her against the wall. Then he reversed and ran away. Unfortunately for him, a good Samaritan who was on a bike saw him and chased him down, apprehended him and took him to the police. Now, they are raising alarm and saying that people need to be aware. This needs to go viral so that he's not released from the police station. The lady has been taken to the hospital. She's currently undergoing surgeries. I think there's a lot of damage around her legs, and they are saying that this Lebanese guy must pay for this and must take responsibility.
Yes, Lassa fever. So NCDC, that's the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, has said that 22 states in the country and the Federal Capital Territory have reported 751 confirmed cases of Lassa fever, and this is aside the 4,272 suspected cases reported so far in the country. They've also reported 140 deaths so far. And, you know, they are putting a warning out, especially to health workers, that they should always treat illnesses that come in with suspicion, that because Lassa fever, some of the earlier symptoms look like any other, like malaria. So you would have headaches, sore throats, general body weakness, cough, nausea, you know, things like that. And so they're asking health workers to pay attention, because we know that a few of the health workers have been affected by this. And yeah, and then for the rest of us, we need to be careful and more sanitation or sanitary conscious. Yeah.
Okay, so an Ekiti State High Court in Ado Ekiti has sentenced a 42-year-old prince, Ademola Omoniyi, to death by hanging, and that's because he was accused of killing the monarch in Ekiti State. He was arraigned on a one-count murder charge in court. And what happened, according to the court, was that when the chiefs had testified that while they were in the palace, they were in the palace and they were having a council meeting. And before the commencement of the meeting, Ademola came in, entered the palace and sat on Kabiesi's seat. After that meeting, they went out again, and he was parading himself as a king, as a rightful king. At some point, while they were outside in the courtyard, he just came in, took a knife and stabbed him. And because the court found that the court saw that it was premeditated, so he wasn't because they tried to plead insanity. He said, "You're not insane. You knew exactly what you were doing."
Wasn't?
So that's why he was.
He came across to me as someone that was insane, because he openly killed him, and he openly sat down on his seat, and I just felt
because you want to declare yourself as king. Yes. Because you can't tell anybody that he's king. So
you know the sort of thing that happens when these traditional people, if you are eyeing that seat and you go behind and do some incantation, you know, to the person just dies and they say it's a natural cause.
So that's still incantations.
Please, or maybe I can't wait anymore. Please let me hurry up.
Let's go a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja.
They are going to be using 750 computer-based test centers for the examinations, which is starting today. And they said 1.6 million candidates have registered for this 2022 UTME examinations, and they are using this 750 centers to conduct the examinations. They also mentioned that normally they do just 3 tests in each of the centers, but now they are extending it to 4 in some of the centers. They mentioned Egba, Agege, Ikeja, Lagos Mainland, Funtua, Malum, Fashi, Katsina examination towns. And these are some of the centers that they will be doing more than, though they didn't tell us the reason they are extending it to 4 instead of the 3 normal tests that they carry out in those centers. Okay, moving on quickly now to Daily Sun. 2023 presidency, anxiety in APC, PDP as aspirants await final word on zoning. Deadline for primaries will not be extended, says INEC. NEC approves electricity tariff hike for 6 discos. Use Igbo apprenticeship system to tackle unemployment, Okonkwo urges FG and states. 5.5 million completed PVC registration by May 2nd, says INEC. Release of Nnamdi Kanu, first step to restoring peace in Southeast, Ohaneze tells government. Okay, which story?
Okay, let me take INEC. INEC has just given us some data, and I think it's interesting to look at and pay attention. So they said by May 2nd, over 5.5 million Nigerians had registered for the PVC online and physically. He says over 2 million did it online and over 3 million did it physically. We had over, also this is where I'm a bit confused. I checked the numbers again. He said over 8 million fresh registration. So I'm wondering 8 million, 5.5, but anyway, that's the number out there. Then they also gave per zones, you know, people who have completely registered. We have 6 states in the North Central, came to about 876 fully registered. The whole of the 5 states in Southeast, 492. A little above that. Then the 6 states in the South is over 1 million. The FCT is about 52,000, while the Northwest is 975,000, a little bit over that. And I feel that these numbers are important for you to know where people are really participating, starting from the registration level. You need to look at the numbers because that would reflect eventually in the votes that are being counted.
At the end of the day. Yes, so the chairman of United Nigeria Airlines, Obiora Okonkwo, is calling on the federal and state government to use the Igbo apprenticeship system to address youth unemployment in the country. He said that, so there was a conference that was held, All Markets Conference organized by Ndigbo Amaka Progressive Trader Association in Lagos, where he talked about the fact that the Igbo apprenticeship system has helped a lot of Igbo people to create wealth. So these young guys come into the businesses that they want to learn from. They understudy, and then they set up their own after they are done. And he's saying that this is the time that government needs to revisit this and revitalize it. A lot of schools outside the country are already studying how this system is working, and Nigeria needs to cash into that. He said that he wrote a paper in 2021 which was presented in Nnamdi Azikiwe University on how the government can leverage on this system to create a lot of employment for young people. And one of the reasons we have most insecurity issues is because most people are idle. And if the government can promise startup funds, so when they are done with this apprenticeship system, the government is ready to give them startup funds, we can create more wealth and take a lot of people out of the streets. This is something that I taught recently when I had a class on how to start a business with zero cash, because I had to understudy somebody, finding out how I could learn from that person before starting my own. The system works everywhere, and the government needs to look into it.
Still on Ndigbo, the President General, Professor George Biozo, has totally ruled out the possibility of Southeast accepting a vice presidential slot in the coming elections. They've reiterated that all the parties must be able to produce a candidate from the Southeast. According to him, he says, it is our right and a just cause. I wish to use the opportunity to encourage all presidential aspirants from the Southeast to remain focused, tenacious, and optimistic that they're going to ensure that they indeed get all the full support to get the Southeastern to become the president in the coming elections. Moving on very quickly now to Vanguard. APC presidency, Tinubu Osinbajo groups differ over Southwest meeting. Ex-acting EFCC chairman Magu set to retire as AIG of police. Jonathan no longer best candidate for president, says Atedo Peterside. NEC confirms electricity tariff hike as across 10 discos. Rising debts, we must look inward, says DMO. No shifting primaries deadline, INEC tells APC, PDP, and others. If given opportunity to be president, Nigerians won't regret it, says Osinbajo. Any story in Vanguard?
Yes, we have. Okay. So the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NEC, yesterday has confirmed adjustments to electricity tariff regime across 10 discos, with increasing ranging from 5 to 12%. So they said that this was supposed to have taken effect from February 1. They had adjusted it to take effect from February 1. But, you know, we've been having, there's been a back and forth, or don't increase, and all that. But now they're saying that the tariff is to ensure that consumers get power supply that is commensurate and carries the quality of what they are getting. And so they mentioned, I want to get the details here. They said, on the order for individual discos, showed that Abuja disco non-maximum demand customers in band A minimum, they will be having minimum of 20 hours supply per day, and they will be billed 8% higher, while maximum demand customers in same band will be charged 1.4% lower For non-MD, that's maximum demand in Band B, they'll be having minimum of 16 hours power per day, and the tariff rose by 8.8%, while remain the same for MD customers in Band B. For non-MD customers in Band C, they will be having a minimum of 12 hours per day, and the tariff will be raised by 7% more. So the totality of everything I'm saying is that they don't raise power bill.
All right.
Okay.
Let me just take, I'm not sure if it's here, it's the Abuja-Kaduna train operation. So NRC is saying that the Nigerian Railway Corporation is saying that they've done the work on that particular railway line that was attacked. Most of the work has been done, and very soon they'll commence operation on that route again. And they're saying going forward, NIN verification will be asked of Nigerians prior to purchasing the ticket. This will help them in profiling and also for the safety of passengers on board. Yeah.
All right, so
okay, let me just add that we still know that there are people still, those that have been attacked are still in captivity. I mean, that's important to mention.
An elder statesman and an economist, as we all know, Atedo Peterside, yesterday was saying that Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan shouldn't bother running because his approval rating has totally gone down. According to him, it would be that Jonathan no longer best man to be the president. He was saying, according to him, that he relies solely on data. And he said that there was a data that conducted back then in 2021, and he had about 57% approval rating. That after the election, had he lost elections, he then had a 26% approval rating. But according to him, recently another approval rating was conducted where he had less than 5%, and therefore he said that he's not the best man for the job at this time, according to Atedo Peterside.
Politics, they'll raise you up and they'll bring you down.
Crashing.
But I'm curious about how do you go about, what are the indices to get this data? It would be interesting to know. Very quickly now, the Nigerian Tribune, let's find a story we have not taken. Not going back on June 3rd deadline, INEC reminds political parties. ASU strike, Nigerians express anger as vice chancellor's wives plan to attend course in Turkey. NEC approves new electricity tariff. Customs sees 7,250 bags of poisonous rice imported from India. Suspense over APC Southwest leaders meeting with Tinubu and Oshibajo others. Okay, good story.
So I think a lot of us heard the story that the wives of the VCs of our universities were traveling to Istanbul for a course. And of course, Nigerians are like, what? How dare you? Our children have been home for months and you think you can gather yourselves and be going abroad for a teaching, whatever. Anyways, the spokesperson for the committee of vice chancellors was saying that this 5-day is actually a 5-day leadership course. And it is not targeted only at the wives of the VCs, but women in education in general, in higher education. It's just to help with leadership and management, and it's an important, course for them to do. And they also understand that the hard work that VCs put, to do their jobs, and they cannot do it without the support of their wives. So this is something that they believe that they should do. Wrong timing
is everything.
Wrong timing.
Timing is everything.
This is how, when we take a step, this is how it affects everything and everyone. It will rub on you. You cannot be insisting that children are at home because you haven't been paid. We understand your grouse. We understand it's valid, but you know that it would affect other things that you're doing as well, like this. It looks bad.
All right. 1-point-something million to pay for this conference. But timing is everything.
Okay, that's all we can take on that review. When we return, move on to our hot topic of the day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy eSplash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communications story.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get an in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it. Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get an in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it.
Àwọn kan wà tí wọ́n bá kú tọ́jọ́ kú wọn ò tí ì pé wọ́n á papòdà síbòmíì.
Is that how you're gonna say it?
tí wàá sọ yẹn ni.
bó ṣe wá kọ̀wé ránṣẹ́ yìí pé òun fẹ́ rí mi kájọ fojúkojú yìí kò yé èmi o.
bó ṣe pé ẹ̀rí ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùnmọ́ àyà mi ti sọ kí.
torí kí ni.
àkọ́yẹ́ kọ́ mọ kí jẹ́rẹ̀ ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùnmọ́ yọmọ mú yẹn rí flashback jọ́ kí ọmọ tó mọ ẹgbọ́n mọ́.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be. Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of
close family member of mine wanted a job at a certain school. It was actually at Corona Secondary School. And I went to Corona and I knew the principal. I went and said, oh, please, this person wants a job. You know, I tried to go there. And they interviewed the person. And the person then called me and said, Mariel, this person is very good, but she has an H factor. Now, it's not that we're not discriminating against her, but I know the children would laugh at her if she enters the school because we're teaching them to pronounce certain words in certain ways. So she's likely going to be ridiculed by the school, by the children. So I'd rather her go back, work on it, and then come back. So she found that very discriminatory, that, what is that? Because she was actually qualified for the job. It took a lot of, so when she came back, eventually she was hired. You know, she had gone back to work on herself, and then she was then hired. And she said that she loved the job eventually, but it was the requirement at the time, not because it was a bad thing, but according to her, they just felt that, maybe not right now. So do you think that their language appropriate, there should be, that's accepted in offices or versus where you're working? What are your thoughts when you read this story? Miriam, want to start?
Yeah. So, you know, first of all, we're Nigerians and our accent is our accent. Especially you grew up here, you went to Nigerian schools, you go home to Nigerian parents, you only sound Nigerian. We have a few people, of course, who are able to watch TV and imitate Americans or British, and it works. But the thing, that your accent, it will still pop out, you know. But I also understand the need for some of us to polish the way that we speak, polish our just speaking in general. And it's not necessarily about, I'm now not talking just because you have the H factor or the R factor. Sometimes it's just what you have. It cannot be worked on. So I know that people who grew up in the South, I hear that a lot. They will say Aru instead of R. You hear Aru, Elu, Emu. Do you understand? And I feel those sort of things can be worked on. But then there's some that is just, I don't know if it's maybe something you're used to or it's a tongue twist that you have. And I hear some people, they have, the R is not so pronounced properly, or it does not sound full, it's not pronounced fully. And that is just, you know, nature. There's nothing that they can do about that. But having said that about polishing ourselves and polishing the way that we speak, there's also the need for us to understand that this is Nigeria, and then there's a way that we speak, and only Nigerians in many ways can speak to Nigerians. So if you're relatable to a Nigerian, there's some things that they will pay attention to you better and pay attention to you more because, oh, you're sounding like them. When you come off trying to speak posh, it's like, what's this person feeling like? Already there's a separation. So for me, I feel that there are different ways in which this can be for or against. Now, concerning a place like the radio station or the school, I feel with the radio station, first of all, because there was definitely an interview that was done, it seems discriminatory to me. It seems to me like this was something that was an afterthought. You must have heard her when you interviewed her. What happened in the 1 month? Was it something they said to her, could you work on this? And she wasn't able to. Now, when you say the school about children ridiculing, for me, I feel that's a weak excuse. We want our children to know that this is the way Nigerians speak. Americans would recognize the way an American speaks, and if you're non-American, they'll say, what's that accent, you know? We don't want our children to listen to an American. I don't always feel that having an accent means you're better at speaking English or you have better grammar. That should come first before your accent. Some of the international news stations that we watch would see them, the different ranges of accents. And we all hear them, we listen to them. It does not make them any less or any more intelligent than their counterparts. So I'm just trying to, putting all that together, I'm saying the accent itself is not the problem. It has to be the content of the conversation, it has to be the delivery.
So the accent was not in question here, it was the H factor. Because if I'm trying to teach you a certain way of pronouncing words, and then somebody comes to say it's orange. You're teaching you it's orange. Orange doesn't have to come. Orange doesn't come with an accent. Orange. And then somebody says orange. So you're not you as a teacher is not having to. So okay. You know, so that's
Irish people have accents. Scottish people.
It's not an accent thing. That's what I'm trying to make you understand. It's not an accent thing. It's a pronunciation thing. It's a different accent. There are two different things. Pronouncing is. Let me hear your initial thoughts and come back to this conversation.
I know sometimes my kids will come home and then they'll tell me, I failed some words in my dictation, and I'll ask why. And they'll say, the teacher was pronouncing it a certain way, and I felt it was a certain word. Right. And by the time they now made the corrections on the board, I'm looking at it and I'm saying, but that's not the pronunciation you gave to me. But that's how the teacher sounds. Yeah. And I said, well, you have to understand that we have people who sound really Nigerian. Right. And so when they give you that, you know, make that pronouncement, you need to ask them the meaning of the word so that you know exactly what they are talking about, especially for those people who add an extra H on top or remove a word. You know, you need to be sure. And it's something I have to keep going back and forth. It would have been easier as a parent that you got the pronunciations right as a teacher because you are paid for it, and it saves me that extra work that I have to put in. However, we need to be looking at inclusion, because I know that there are some defects that are natural. You come with it. You are born that way. You know, when you give birth to a baby, there's a way the tongue, sometimes in the hospitals, they have to lift something from the tongue. Some parents don't know about it, so they forget. The kids go home and then they grow like that. That tongue, you can't.
Tongue tie.
Yeah, tongue tie. Some people can't lift their tongue like this. Sometimes it affects how they speak. That's one. Secondly, we have mother tongue interference, and no matter how you train yourself to come out of it, it's just natural. That is how your first language has affected you. When we're having jobs like this, where you have to speak to people, we need to understand that this is Nigeria and we are peculiar. We need to find a form of originality. If you go to South Africa, there's a certain way they sound, and their English is recognized already. If you go to Ghana, there's a certain way they sound. Their English is recognized already. But in Nigeria, what I see is we all want to sound Oyibo, and there's no originality in how we sound. And people look down at you when you don't have that accent. When you come to a certain place and you're not speaking sopre, they look at you like this person does not really have it. In some places, others will focus on the content that you're giving. So in a case where you're going for a job, if you had told this person that, we can't take you, you don't even have to give, when you go for interviews, they don't give you an excuse why they can't take you. They're just like, you did not meet the qualification. But after taking this person and you now realize that the H factor isn't going, maybe you have tried to train her, she's not picking up on it, letting her go just passes a sort of discriminatory message. Letting her go just makes her, it will make her feel even bad for something she is not at fault for having. So I think we should just find a way to understand. And I like what, I don't want to mention the name of this station, that came to Nigeria and realized that we can reach different people using our local accents. And they have a range of shows that attend to Nigerian people locally and is recognized worldwide. I think we can do it for ourselves.
We'll come back, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Introducing Glovo, the app that delivers anything you want.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy eSplash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communications story.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup
check.
Are the scripts on the prompter? Script
check.
Are we set in the VCR? All tip in place? VCR
check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights on. Plans all set, 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
How we're doing, guys?
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be. Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be. Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows.
Thanks for staying with us. We'd like to welcome Nima Akashat Zebiri. Traffic detained you.
How even respond?
Hey, once it rains in Nigeria, I mean in Lagos, that's it, man.
It was heavy this morning. I was about to carry my bag and go and start my engines. And I just heard this heavy wind. I swear the first thing that came to mind was sleep. Then I felt I've become lazy these days. I've not been regular on the show.
You have been a kept wife.
I'm telling you. I forced myself and I didn't find it funny. By 7:45, I was still I had not gotten to Alakija. Wisest thing that happened to me. So I just kept getting into traffic. I pray that all of you on Ikorodu Road this morning.
God will
Okay, so before you came, we're talking, in fact, myself and Mariam were having a back and forth on this issue of, there was a lady that was hired in a radio station. She worked there for a month. And then there was an issue with the fact that she kept pronouncing the letter R wrongly. And then she was eventually let go. And there were issues online. People were saying that that was discriminatory of them to do that. It was wrong for that. Didn't they see how that she was pronouncing the letter R wrongly from the interview? I now connected that to Yoruba people having the H factor. Many people, I don't know about many other cultures, but I know Yorubas have that issue with H factor. Myself and Mara were not having back and forth because she's trying to make me understand that his accent is different. I said, I'm not talking about accent. Accent is not my conversation here because everybody can have accents. My own is the pronunciation. So when I was referring to the fact that I know somebody who may have issues being employed because she had an H factor, because we were worried the fact that the H factor might be a problem in the classroom in teaching, especially because it counters what the children have been taught. However, she was able to eventually work on it and then still got the job. But the point is that, so she wasn't saying that person had an accent. And I'm saying, yes, accent is accent, but the pronunciation, anybody can pronounce with the H factor. I think so. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this issue? Was it wrong for them to sack that girl?
I call it a discrimination and a problem of acceptance of people's identity. So I see this common in Nigeria where people sort of accept anything foreign as the international standard, and then you're appealing to Nigerian audience. You know, here we were in that space for a long time. If you did not have it, you learn it. They call it locally acquired. They work hard at it to sound like someone else. You know, I've never seen a Chinese apologize for how they sound. Indians work hard at it, but they do not apologize for how they sound. But Africans, everywhere we go, inside our father's houses, somebody says, is that the way to say it? Why do you have that accent? You know, we're constantly judging ourselves, and we brought that to a public employment space. So I can understand if she was an English teacher, but the best of my law teachers had terrible local accents.
Don't say terrible, though. Don't
No, I'm going to say it like that.
Serious?
Serious, as in it was bad. And while other students concentrated in laughing,
you were looking at what you...
If you miss a thing, I remember deliberately saying to myself, this man is teaching. It was law of thoughts. Nima, focus. If you see the level of failure, because everything that they missed while laughing in class, was what he focused on his exams, and I was able to pass it because idea is need. The most important thing is that you're learning. But Nigerians, because we are used to it, to mock people's standards of speaking, everybody in class were doing that.
Well, are we hypocritical? Let me take this call.
Sorry, Mura, we bring it into public space. If you're a Nigerian radio and you have a Nigerian there,
audience,
or the Nigerian, the fact that she can pronounce correctly is enough, but not, you know, the accent back and forth, judging what is genetically there. I'm Edo. I was born and raised in Lagos. I was able to escape certain things. I see my aunties and I used to say, if I was born and raised at home. But you know, sometimes when I get carried away, I lose my last consonants. Yeah. So it is genetic. It is in me, even though I was well-trained here. The best yes. So I lose my last consonant. Because I laugh about the H factor, I do it too now.
Let me take this call from Adedoyin. Good morning, Adedoyin. Are you there?
Hello, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
You are live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, for me, this topic is quite an interesting topic. For all I care, the truth is, the accent does not really determine the ability of anybody. You can't expect somebody in Ibadan like somebody in Lagos, or you know, the state of a man define a state of nature. You understand? So upbringing actually affects. You understand? So you cannot. I feel it's for me, for them to displace that woman, you know, somehow for me it's quite discriminating for me, because accent does not really determine what you have up there.
Thank you very much, Adedoyin. Yes, Mary.
Okay, yes. So accent, pronunciation, I feel is the same thing. And as I was saying during the break, that I'm such an Efiko, so I went to check it online. Like, what does it mean for, you know, to have an accent? And it's not only about where you're brought up; it's also about your socioeconomic group, class. So what would happen is that someone who has more access to maybe better education is likely to be exposed to a proper or standardized way of pronouncing words than your counterpart who doesn't have that access to that sort of education, and most likely to pronounce it with the influences of where with the influences of where you're from. Now, having said that, we have well-spoken Nigerians, not because they have an American accent or they have a British accent, but usually because they take the time to pronounce the words properly. So there's a proper way to pronounce words, and then there's an accent that would show up no matter how properly you pronounce it. And the accent is not only in the pronunciation, it also includes the tone of how, you know. So I know I think my husband used to correct me. I used to say develop. He would say develop. Do you understand? It's still, for me, it's an accent. It's a Nigerian accent, say develop instead of develop. You know, or you hear someone say, like my son would say January. There's a way he says January. You know, it's not that. So for me, I feel I want people to make that difference where it's okay to want to polish yourself and speak better, pronouncing the words properly, understanding the proper grammar. That is fantastic. It will be good on you anywhere. But to insist that someone sounds American or British, and we have seen in our culture where those people are sort of, you know, placed on a higher pedestal, no matter the content that they have or they lack, you know. So that's for me.
There's something called local pronunciation of any word. So the Queen's standard is not the standard anywhere in the world. Recently, our laptops have been malfunctioning. So you have a word favor. I grew up spelling it with a U. But this laptop keeps doing spell correct.
That's American.
But who accept that one? Is it correct? Maybe that's somebody language. Is it correct? So there's a local way of pronouncing certain words. It's develop budget.
Let me take this call from Hassan. Hassan, are you there? You've been holding for a while. Hassan, are you there?
Good morning, everybody.
Yes, good morning.
I can see a mix-up here.
Okay.
We are mixing pronunciation with intonation. You see, intonation has to do with something habitual. Pronunciation is a standard. You see, the problem that girl has is the problem of phonology, and it can be worked on. First of all, we should ask her employer how she got employed. But for you to sack somebody 1 month down the line, that means you did not do your job very well. And this issue of phonology we worked on. Even the Yorubas that are having problem with H, a lot of Yorubas were worked on, and they are now working with H. I don't think it's a problem. And when you look at intonation, you see, even a white man, they don't like us speaking like them. They want us to be natural. Natural in the sense that when you are speaking English, they will know that this is a Nigerian speaking English, this is an Indian speaking English, this is an Arab speaking English.
Thank
What you see here is this. We fail to understand one thing, that exception does not dispute the rule. The meaning remains the meaning. The understanding is still there. In language, we have different aspects of it. There's syntactical aspect of language. There's phonological aspect of language. There's morphological aspect of language. There's syntactical aspect of language.
Okay, let's. Thank you very much, Hassan. Mike has a few things. Go ahead, BC.
Yes. So what I see is, when I watch some of these American movies and they want to play a Nigerian or a South African, they tone down they tell you to speak. You see someone who has an American accent playing a Nigerian role, the English is different. They try to mimic the Nigerian English. What we are running away from, people have recognized as originality for us. But because and it still comes from a place of not knowing who we are, not having that integrity in our culture because of the colonialism that has happened. So everything white is seen to be beautiful. And that's why a lot of English women and men are confused. You go to radio stations, television houses, you hear different accents. You don't know, this one sounds somewhere close to American ghetto. That one sounds British ghetto. This one, and everybody is claiming to, I speak it right, I get it. And it's so confusing. But most of the shows that, for me, has made impact are those shows that understand that we need to sound who we are. The focus should be on getting your sentences right. So you're speaking English, forming your grammar, making sure that your grammar is right.
Yeah, say past tense, don't say present.
Don't say present,
Right.
Arranging it properly in such a way that people can hear you and understand what you're saying. But I'm looking forward to that time where we will have a Nigerian dictionary, where we have our Nigerian words and our Nigerian pronunciations.
You see, let me go on a break, because sometimes I feel like we sometimes sound hypocritical, because as great as these things sound, in reality, when we go out there, we act totally different. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
I don't. Yes.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
My name is Moyo, and I work as an accountant at a small business in Lagos. My kids have a nickname for me, Iron Lady. They say I'm always so strict with money and finances. They like to spend, and I like to save. So imagine my surprise when I overheard my kids talking about investing and putting aside money. I joined in on the conversation, and they showed me the Bamboo app and their own portfolios. I was shocked, so I asked them to help me download and sign up. I was worried I started investing a bit too late, but with Bamboo, I've learned it's never too late to start investing. My goal right now is to leave a very, very healthy portfolio for my children to inherit. Don't tell them I said that.
All I do is win. I wake up, I win. I close my eyes, and I win.
We got an emergency, girlfriend.
did you just come from the salon?
Darling Superstar, braids that stay salon fresh no matter what.
Welcome to BBC Podcasts.
Just being on the podium and hearing your national anthem played, that's what you compete for.
What if you could copy the desert's most famous animal to design a more environmentally friendly building?
Is Kim Jong-un trying to train a young generation of warriors in a new frontier, cyberspace?
Explore new worlds together with podcasts from BBC News World Service.
At the first sign of pain, you need a solution that you can trust. Try Panadol Caplets. With Panadol's Optizol formula, the tablet absorbs quickly and starts providing fast and effective pain relief you can trust. Try Panadol Caplets.
Wake up the champion in your child. Give them energy to go further. Milo Active Go and the natural goodness of malt, milk, and cocoa helps wake up the champion in your child. Milo!
I find the strength I need every time that I look into your eyes. I know they worry, cause I know, say you did by my side. And if I fall away, right in the midst of all my hour, you know that I am for my while. Oh, they always there for me. No matter what I do, you love me unconditionally. You show up for me every day. No matter when I show you, you show me love. You show me love.
Helen Paul. Don't be surprised. I'm a new twin. I know you've heard of Apic Toilet Cleaner. Of course. And for the rest of your bathroom, I use detergent and bleach to clean. Madam, detergent and bleach does not give you better cleaning. In the bathroom, you find tough stains like grime, lime scale, and hidden underneath are germs. Introducing new Apic Bathroom Cleaner. Dilute it in water to clean the floor. And for tough stains, use directly on surface to give you 10 times better cleaning versus detergent and kills germs as well.
Wow!
So blue
For my toilet.
and red
For my bathroom to be good as new.
Thanks for staying with us. All right, so we're taking this conversation now more to the part of identity, because I think it was Bisi that took us there. I've shared this story several times on TV, and I think it was while in school. There's a young boy. His name is Idris. Idris was born to Nigerian parents. He was born and raised in Brooklyn. Now, this boy, he was working with me, and he had a problem. He was almost at the point of committing suicide, because with the Nigerian community, it wasn't accepted because, hey, he had the ghetto behavior. There was always yabbing him. He couldn't speak Yoruba. He was just one of those. He was a ghetto boy according to the family. But on the American side, he was a Nigerian boy that had a bit of an accent because he was born and raised and was talking to an African parents. So he did not know where to find himself. So among the Nigerian community, you can't gel when they're speaking English or when they're speaking Yoruba or when they're speaking cracking jokes. With the Americans, you can't connect because they still see you as a foreigner. Your name is different, you look different, and everything. So he was so frustrated, caught between two worlds. And I remember that time he used to come to me and he used to cry because he desperately wanted to speak Yoruba. He wanted to identify with the young, because then I was president of Twese. It was an African organization. He wanted me to find a way to teach him Yoruba so that he can at least belong to the African group. Now, that's what some Nigerians abroad may be going through. I don't know if they're still going through that. But the issue of identity, in what you said earlier, that can we and do we understand who we are? And have we defined what a Nigerian accent is? Or do we need to have a Nigerian accent?
Yeah, go ahead.
Recently, I came across a YouTube content. Max Crony is a Benin guy, and he does comedy in Benin language, but in Pidgin. And because it is not Pidgin Warri or Pidgin Lagos, it's Pidgin Benin, I could identify because I grew up seeing my grandparents and grand-aunties using the facial expressions and all of that. In fact, alone in the house on a particular day, I think I finished over almost all of his contents and laughing alone. My children couldn't connect. That identity is something that will be strange to my children if it doesn't become the standard accepted. If somebody says, no, being like that, being a Bini person is strange, then the Edo identity just suddenly will kill it deliberately because we don't want it. Then our children grow up and they don't find a place for themselves. Exactly. I'm wondering every day how my children growing up and watching the kind of contents that they see on this, cartoons and all of that, and the way they try to speak, especially Imran, speaking that way. I'm constantly saying to them, it's okay to speak like me. It's normal because this is where you're born. Trying to find an identity to give to that child. So I would love that it is a deliberate, conscious psychology that people in decision-making policies around education are bothered about. Right now, what I'm looking for is a private teacher who can teach my children, not Edo languages, so the ESAC or Afemai languages, words, numbers, everything, because I struggled at 13. I could hardly pronounce an ESAC word. It was a gift that my father said, okay, between both of us, this is our standard language of communication. If now I cannot give that to my child, what would my child give to their child?
Nothing.
Did God make mistake creating that group of people? No. We cannot continue to reject everything and accept whatever somebody else is bringing. It's the way you carry yourself that they'll carry you.
Good morning, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Hello, good morning, ladies.
Good morning. Thanks for calling. Mr. Peter.
Yeah, I think this issue of language or pronunciation is more like we have to colonize mentally. Because it's more like, even our national anthem. Can any of you even say the national anthem in Yoruba or in Igbo? So it's like we are still colonized mentally. All we know is a copy and paste. But Nigeria as its own, we have our own intonation. We have our own pronunciation. A South African man can pronounce anything anywhere and you will go away with it. But we Nigerians, in our own Nigeria, we will have issues with ourselves with pronunciation. And now we've transferred it to the schools. The schools are helping us to teach our children how to pronounce the Western way, whereas we are in Nigeria. We always have this issue of copy and paste. But Nigeria, can we just come up with our own? Can we hug our own?
Thank you very much, Peter. The reason why I use the word hypocritical, because we are all in this space. Yeah. We all go to schools. We all see our children, and we're so proud when our children come out speaking with this really nice, polished act. We all feel so proud. Like, yes, my money is working.
I don't.
You know?
I don't.
Yeah, but the reality is that many people feel that you are, let me let you come in.
Okay, so I think we need to separate this being well-spoken and putting an accent on. They're two different things. I gave an example earlier. I remember with my grandma growing up, there's some times when I would speak Hausa and she'd be like, cool. Meaning, don't speak that sort of Hausa outside, or they'll laugh at you. Your grammar is bad, or my pronunciation or something in the Hausa language was bad. And it made me understand that it's not only with English that there's a standard to how well you speak it. Even in our local language, there is a standard. And we need to take the time out to do it properly. I have heard some Yoruba people, when they speak Yoruba, and you'd ask, did this person study it? They would never even use an English language in between, when they are speaking it. So I feel that when we say we want our children to be well-spoken, we're not necessarily saying, let them put on an American or British accent. Let them just know the proper grammar and how to pronounce it, how to use the right idiomatic expressions, whether in our local language or in the English language that you have decided to speak. So when you say we're being hypocritical, it will be, I don't see it necessarily as being hypocritical in that sense. But if it's about putting on an accent, American and British, now I see that. But I think that is phasing off. Because I've seen people who, when they put up maybe a video of their child speaking in an accent foreign from ours, everybody's wowed by it. Like, whoa, did you hear the speaks so very, that child speaks very well. And not necessarily because the child is speaking well or better than the other person speaking in Nigerian, intonation, accent, pronunciation. It's just the fact that America is better, Britain is better, you know. But that I see gradually phasing out. Because I used to remember also there was a time where people wanted their children to go abroad so that they could school there and come back to get better, you know, advantages because of the way that they sounded. But many people are not going down that road. And it's also a, what would we say? People will say it's a new money thing. It's a new, you know, when you find yourself, you're now making money that you didn't used to make before. There are some things that you look at and associate with upper class. Okay, now we want to sound like them. But people who have been, they would say old money or have had that education, they understand that it's not about how you sound, but what you are saying.
Okay, let me take this call from Ibrahim. Ibrahim, are you there? You're live. Go ahead, please. Oh, I'm so sorry for keeping you. I apologize.
Yeah, so I remember there was a time I see some kids watch cartoon and they grab the accent. And after a while, I started questioning myself. Was it something I did wrong that did not make my children grab this Oyibo accent? Then one particular day, I was venting. So my son was just watching cartoon. I walked in, I said, even after all this cartoon you're watching, you will not pick up the accent. And he said, Mommy, I don't need it. I was shocked. And that sort of reminded me of who I think I am and who I know I am. I said, why do you say that? I said, I don't need it. Why do I need to fake an accent? This is how I sound. This is how you sound. Why do I need it? That jolted me back to my senses because I was already feeling, you know, when you hang out with your children, their friends from different families, everybody's doing swing. They have never entered airports. They have never traveled. These ones that don't even have the accents are the ones that constantly travel. And I started feeling like, is there something I'm doing wrong? I had to start questioning myself. Till that statement he made, and in my heart I thanked him, brought me back to my senses that he doesn't need it. Why does he have to put up an accent? He should just try and speak properly, proper English, proper grammar, and that's it. And where I'm going to with this is, I also remember, because people cannot accept you unless you accept yourself. We keep changing our definitions on how the world is going, not staying where we are so that the world will come around. If you are who you are, the world will find a way to accept you. If BBC can have BBC Pidgin, I don't get it. That's British. I don't get it. Why we are running to, making it sound or making it or having. I've seen very rich, wealthy people who sound normal. Wole Soyinka is a speaker, a writer, everything. He speaks Nigerian English. He sounds normal. He just makes sure his grammar is clean and all that. If you can start teaching people to work on your grammar and ensure that when you want to speak English, you speak it well. But you necessarily do not have to have an accent, so that we can tell who you are, where you're coming from. Outside the world, people will respect you more. The South Africans have, I've said it before, they have a standard English, you know, it's a South African. And they have their works, their books, their
the African language of mixed.
Why can't we as Nigerians build identity in such a way? Where do we want to throw, do you know how many languages we have to run? Where do we want to throw all of them to because we want to sound foreign?
That's all we can take on this segment. It's going to break. When we come back, we'll move on to another topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria, on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News, watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria, on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3.
You know, Omakri is like our assistant producer on this show. He says some things and we just think, what is this man saying? Anyway, he recently came up with another angle. Said that it is very hard for a single woman to satisfy the libido of an average man. According to him, he said that that any man, like let me try to understand what he said. He said we would not counsel any man to marry more than one wife. That's what he wouldn't do. But polygamy, according to him, is better than fornication. He says that polygamy is only forbidden for bishops, general overseers, elders in church. That monogamy, when I was reading this stuff, I'm thinking to myself, it's not a regular person that becomes a Jew. It's not a regular citizen, a regular Christian that becomes a general overseer or that a Jew and everything. So, anyways, he is now saying that we must consider the fact that it is better to have multiple partners than to fornicate or to commit adultery. Yes, that's the word. Anyway, what are your thoughts on this? Because recently we discussed polygamy extensively, although people were saying that we didn't defend monogamy enough. I had a few people that called me said that we shouldn't project that polygamy is the only option. It isn't. There are monogamous relationships that work perfectly, and we must be able to also defend that properly. But in your view, if he's saying that it is difficult to satisfy one woman, to satisfy a man, is that possible? Can't a man be really beside? No, we're not men on this table. I would like to hear men.
Yeah, so tell us.
I would like to hear a man to call on the show. Please call us on 0812705367. 0913907694. You can also tweet us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. Remember, it's a breakfast show, so we choose our words carefully when we talk about things like this.
I'll start by asking a question. Who gave him that statistics? Who defined that satisfaction? Because what I see is just excuses for bad behavior. You make excuses because you want variety. You're tired of eating ogbono soup. You want to mix it with egusi and vegetable, and so you come up with excuses. But if you ask women the question, most times, I counsel married women, and I know that most times, what I hear is different from what the husband is bragging about. You hear things like, oh, before I even do jack, you hear things like...
It's like Toto Dike.
You hear things like,
women,
it's nothing, cannot even... You just hear things, and you're and this man is out there, bragging, you know, bragging and feeling good with himself.
10 horsepower.
So for men, like...
Elijah, you know about horsepower?
Before, no, I'm just saying that the one will be saying I'm a 10 horsepower. I didn't say that I know.
Horsepower,
Elijah.
Very half. And so, you know, I was having a conversation with our producer this morning on this topic, and he was saying that for men, really, it's not about the duration or how the performance. It's not about the performance. It's about the fact that they can say, I have touched here, touched there. They can look at 5 women and say, how many you don't cancel? That was the word he used. And I said, and that's so unfair because you make it seem like the women cannot satisfy. I have judged cases where a woman is chasing the man up and down. That come on, you have not done anything. You have not done anything. And also, I advise people when you want to get married, make sure that you marry a man or a woman that matches your libido. Everybody has their match. So what we
how would you know?
You will know.
How would you know? You can SBC. How do we know?
On live TV, but there are tips I will tell you later on how you will know that your libido
BC, the sexual professor.
Yes. Niche. I went for somebody's libido that we match because all those stories they are telling me, I like duration. So you will match my duration, and unfortunately for me, we are matching each other's duration back to back. So there's no room. When you have finished 45 minutes, there's no room to be looking at another person.
45 minutes? That's a long ass time, girl.
You get away with your husbands get away with 5 minutes, 2 minutes here. That's why they have time and energy to go for other things.
Hey, Obia Julu has finished me this morning. Calm down, relax, drink your water.
Yeah, please.
Elijah, I'm coming to you.
Don't even try to hide your face.
Elijah, Nimat.
Because you are glowing recently.
I thought I couldn't stop
Roti, can you buy?
Kept woman.
How do we handle this matter?
We're fasting now.
You were fasting, not do.
We were fasting actually. And we're no way.
Let her talk.
Okay,
seriously,
why you're thinking?
The truth is that while I was on the break, it was just for prayers. My husband was also on leave. So there was really no room for... So I'm just wondering where these statistics are coming from. You know, there's a worry saying. They say, man, no go borrow a neighbor thing. They take care of your wife. The meaning, worry people know. It is the size God give you, the energy God give you, the libido God give you. You work match each other. You see, this testing up and down is what is causing problem. If both of you start afresh, you will grow in tune with each other's standard, and that's the standard.
Let us dwell on what this said, because I think what she said is very important. A lot of Nigerian men brag a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
But many of them are clueless because, thank God, the kind of job we do, we get women calling us for different things.
Even men telling us.
Even men, yes, there's a few men that have called me, but let's talk about, let's put some men on the spot to this one, because there's a particular woman that sent me a message. I'll try to see if I can dig it up. First of all, she thought that because the husband was extra large, you know, so she's like, okay, well, you know, this whole, I mean, I'll be good, right? So she assumed, so she never did before. She just thought that, oh, because I have extra large, I'll be good. Said that the guy just
extra large doesn't
mean, so it doesn't know how to use. There's a problem.
You learn this skill.
So she's there thinking that, but she's out there feeling pain all the time.
No enjoyment.
Not.
Oh, God.
While other people are bragging about extra large and they are saying, oh man, and she's like, yeah, one is a painful thing.
Yeah, so there are 2 parts of this conversation that I would like to see how I can quickly put together. So first of all is the fact that when we talk about a man's libido, when people say that, they never also consider the woman's libido. How many men can match a woman's libido?
They're not the
truly, you know. And we have a huge market of all sorts of products for men so that they can go longer, be bigger, and things like that. This does not say to me that we have men who are confident in their duration. This shows to me that there are men out there seeking help, and they are trying all sorts of things. And just as a warning, do not try those products. They harm you more than they help you. And then we need to also talk, the second part of the conversation is where are men learning how to be husbands and intimate partners? You know, we've talked about educating men and men bringing up men, our boys, and raising them. And we have said that for most boys, they learn from their peers. We don't have fathers involved with their children like that. Many men have learned about intimate relations from sites that, you know, we do not encourage. And those sites do not show wholesome, intimate relationships. What they show is, you know, for the action. And our children are raised on that and they transfer it into their homes. So you find them struggling. So men need to do better jobs of raising their children. Churches, where a lot of us want to take our children because we feel that they try and raise us morally, sexual education is part of that. So those are
mistaken in somewhere that I think is also interesting. Thank you very much, because this part of religiosity, and I'll come to you also in thank God you're on the show today, because there are lots of mommy geos, a lot of women in church who are too embarrassed or too ashamed to express what they want, you know, in this situation. They feel that, listen, it's unholy to talk about it. It's not right for me to want more. Though inside their body they want more, but they don't want to say it because they feel that, okay, I should be content with what I had. This is what God has given me. Let me manage it to the day I die. You know, can these relationships be salvaged? And as a Muslim woman, do you teach Muslim women how to enjoy? And men, how to sort of...
So we call it sisters, how women to women talk about it. Once in a while, we bring in a man who's talking to women only, and, you know, there's always a screen that allows women to talk about what their sexual experiences are. What I know is that this is a must-have conversation. I'm gifted, though, in my own marriage to be able to talk about it freely. I usually say to my husband, I didn't like today. I don't like it. I have pains. And then we went to sought help. I got my traditional womb setting help, and things changed. And so we know the progress, everything. And I've talked freely, and I always say it in places where I've spoken about, you know, sexual relations in marriage, that, you know, if you do not have a partner, that while you're dating, you can even ask what was your sex experience before like, and the person can be honest with you about it. It's a problem because, yes, so body counts, because there's a problem, you know, and your sexual exposure. I deliberately used to ask, are you pornographic in any way? I just wanted to know. Yes.
Pornographic.
If you are exposed to it, you watch it. Okay. So that I don't become your animal head. Because fortunately, while I was still single, I had a relative, actually, my auntie, who had married like me. And herself and her husband thought it was the way to get exposed. So they bought a lot of those cameras, and they got injured, ended up in the hospital. So it was, I'm serious. So it was something that I thought never. So I used to ask, so that while I'm thinking somebody is treating me in a certain way, I'm not being a bag to anybody. So such conversations, people shy from it. And then it's also good to come from a family where you're exposed. This conversation that I'm having about sex, I didn't have it with my mom, I had it with my dad.
Wow.
Yes. And he would say, this is, you know, so I can talk it. So some people, I know that in some Muslim circle, when I was Amira in Lasso, and I was having somebody looked at me terribly, like, what kind of trashy person? I said, they deceive yourself. When time reach, you're really hungry. When you catch you, you go talk, say you're hungry. Yeah. You know? So these are things that they are needs.
Let me take this message. I got this message from somebody. Say, Mariah, this topic you're talking about is very, very crucial. We did a survey with 150 women, and 85% of them said that they're not sexually satisfied.
Before?
Women.
85 women. 85% are not sexually satisfied. So why are these Nigerian men feeling really big?
They don't know. Because
women are shamed.
Good. So
women are shamed when they try to talk about it.
Yes.
Women are made to
so wait, out of all these Nigerian men that are looking at us, and many of them now, they know this is bragado, the man, so that's all they have.
You know, when I went to Botswana just before COVID, I had some conversation with, you know, Botswanan girls, and we're talking about, hey, you're Nigerian and stuff, how do you like Nigerian men, blah, blah, blah. I was asking them questions. And what I heard was your men brag a lot.
Yes.
And I said, how? How do you mean? They said, they know how to take care of you. They will do this, they will do that compared to our men. But when it comes to that part, they are not very exposed. They just want to go in and just rush out. They don't take their time. And I've been called on several sex-related issues to talk about it. And what I realized is that we don't have, women will gather and talk about how do I position, how do I wash up, how do I do this so that, and we learn from one another. But I don't see men that open to learn from one another. So they don't tell themselves the truth. They lie. When they gather, they will be like, I finished that one, slip off. I do this one, I do this. Tell yourselves the truth. Ask yourself questions. Ask yourself, how do I have a conversation? And it's not a plug and play sort of setting. You must talk in the process and ask questions.
And please don't speak Yoruba.
Yeah.
Why?
I think
works for some people.
Whatever you express.
I guess. But some people find it to turn it off when you're speaking local language.
Your problem is too much Telemundo.
No.
So you want them to speak. No. That's how some people start. Have you seen some weddings where they kiss as if they are doing Telemundo? No, it's a fight kissing. Forgive me.
Yeah, because
it's a fight kissing because that's the exposure you see. You think kissing is now a fight.
No.
People will put you.
So if you don't, whatever it is that you don't like in that place, you communicate with your partner. And your partner should be open enough to accept it and not feel his ego is bruised. Because men have a lot of ego, and that's why they don't calm down. They don't humble themselves to have this conversation. And most of the women are in their houses languishing. And you're wondering, but I give you everything. I do this, I do that. Why are you still looking out?
But the same woman's language.
A man has called. Let us take us to the man has called.
Tell us.
Mr. Olajide Day. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
They say, oh, your bragado, now just bragado. Now, most Nigerian men get, get action. Is it true?
Okay. Let me just start by the issue of the monogamy and polygamy.
Okay.
All right. My input is, you see, even if you give a man 100 wives, he will still cheat or date or want out of more than that 100. The point is, a man can't get satisfied. Do you get? What I think is the way we're wired. That's the
why are you like that?
Generally, generally, a woman, before a woman gives herself out, it used to go down to interest, emotion, feelings. But a man just wants to get out there and move. You see, and it takes two to tango. This is, sex is something that involves two people. Now, but what's their motive? What drives them to have it? If it is different, then either of the party may not be satisfied. Most of the time, men just go short one, and once a man comes, that's all. He has reached his apogee. He has enjoyed that session. A woman generally takes longer to peak.
Thank you, Mr. Olajide. We're trying to be this is a hard conversation to have in the morning. So we're trying really to use the right words so we don't get fined. But we also want to learn from each other because this show helps. We're as real as Nigeria, and we try to help share our own experiences and other people's experiences so that we can all learn from each other. And I would like us as women to also, maybe we can help the men, tell them what we want. Maybe they don't have a clue what we want.
What Mr. Olajide just said, though, it's like, you're saying polygamy, but then cheating continues. It's like there's no limits. There's no end to this thing. You're saying if you give a man 100 women, he will still find a way to cheat more.
My husband said something, when we're talking about this, and I'll come to you, Mariam. He said that, what differentiates a man from an animal? Dogs go around sleeping with everybody.
Yeah.
But what makes you a man? Because you have brains, you're smarter, you can stay and say, you can make a decision to stay with one person. That's the decision that makes a man a man. When you're a dog, like an animal, there's no difference between you and a cow and a goat because you just go around sleeping with anything.
Well, let's bring the distinction home. So, polygamy, yes, but you can't, there's incest. Then there's, but for animals, you see a cock grow, get on his mom. That's an animal. In humans, there are rules to this thing.
Yes.
So you cannot just say that you give a man 100 women because they are polygamous in nature.
Who give them that name?
Yes. Okay, so the last time we spoke about it, I mentioned the fact that, because we need to always talk about these Africans that always feel it's our own God-given right to be polygamous, And the truth is that it is not just for African men. All men feel the need to sample. just like you mentioned earlier. It's not really about the duration, it's just about the fact that they want to be with everyone. However tiny the minute the minute is with the person, you know, the duration is with the person.
Just for counting.
And I mentioned then that civilization has moved cultures from that situation where they feel that they have to be with every woman. And what civilization also did was it recognized that when a man has that right to just be with every woman, the women are the ones that suffer for it. And now that we're like, what we have, marriages between partners, marriages where, or relationships where we're building a home. So there used to be a time where the man could just have many women. All he had to do was just be with you, have the children, and move on, or stay with you. There was nothing else required of the woman in that relationship, and there was nothing else required of that man in that relationship. But we constantly evolve, we constantly develop, we're constantly growing, and we're moving towards where we know that this situation where we are now, this sort of marriages where we are now, that we have now, would only thrive if both partners are committed to each other, and that there's a cause for wanting to be with different people. It would affect this family that you're trying to build. So when we say that it's an African thing, what we're saying to ourselves is that we have refused to evolve, we have refused to grow, we have refused to be exposed, and we have refused to put in the commitment and the work to build
the easier path.
Yes, to build our families. And what we're saying is that yes, we can be like any other animal. All animals are the same, but some have taken, like humans, have taken time out to develop themselves. So
let's take this call from Faye. Faye, are you still there?
Yeah, hello, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
About what Zainab said, I feel like a lot of times men just find a way to come up with different reasons to justify the things they do, which really don't make sense to me. And if we're going to do that, let's also hold the same standards for women. It should not only apply to men. And on that light, I feel like a lot of married couples, they are very, very shy about sex conversations. A lot of couples don't talk about sex. They feel embarrassed, or they feel some type of way to talk about sex with their partners. Or you might even think you are having a great sex life with your partner, and deep down they're not satisfied, or deep down they're overly tired, or they don't like how it's done. Or one thing or the other is the problem, but they don't know how to approach this conversation. So I feel like couples should learn how to be more open to one another.
Thank you so much.
BC,
I wanted
to say that we should tell men that communication is also part of that intimate relationship.
Yeah, we'll come to that, because I want us to also teach men. We're going to leave our next 5 minutes. But BC, they say that that's how they are wired.
Who wired them?
They're a coach now. So how do they wire? How are men? Because they keep saying that's how they are wired.
God is not a mistake electrician. He did not wire anything like that, because when he made Adam, he gave Adam Eve. That action was significant. He gave Adam Eve. Even when Abraham wanted to, we don't have a child, it was Sarah that forced him to carry Hagar. And afterwards, what did God say? God said, put her away. Because God recognized that she was not a part of the original design. He said, put her away. Read your scriptures. I read in between the lines.
There's another scripture I
said. No, hold on. God never said you should take more than one. It was man, out of selfishness. I want to, this one is beautiful, this one is not enough for me. This one's backside is not as big.
Didn't God say that,
this one, that
David, I'll give you, if you wanted more, I would have given. Who did God give?
Before David was made king, what did God tell the people of Israel? Say, you are requesting for king. I think you're not right for it. But these people will come. They will become kings. They will take your women. They will do this. It was a permissive will. That was not God's original design. Let's read from the beginning. So please, hold on now. You read it from the beginning and you follow. Before the kings had access to wives and everything, God had warned them that you wanted kings, you will have kings, but this is what they will do to you. It was not in the original design.
For
Bible scholars, they will tell you. Okay. So for me, monogamy is you understanding the pact you have, and two shall become one. How many one do you want to become with other people?
Each person now.
No, two. One. That's
a connection.
No, that's a miscalculation. I'm talking from my own scripture.
I know you say connection. This was a miscalculation.
Hold on. You know, I'm talking from my own religion. You have your own that you are allowed to have as many. I'm talking about monogamy. And that monogamy is for us to understand that as human beings, we have a responsibility. And when you say that a man is wired that way, do you think women are not? We need to start telling these men the truth. Do you think women don't see fine guys and say, wow, this guy is a bloke? Yeah. We do. Absolutely. But because we have vowed, we hold ourselves and control and be disciplined enough to say, I am committed. Do you know how many women that remove eye from things that they would have done on a normal day? If we make it open, you will know who is more wired than others. So carry 5,000 people in a day. Go and check people that do it as a profession. How many people do it in a day? Can you do more than 10 person in a day? You can't.
No, why is it 10? It's too much.
So when you finish the first one, you need to relax before it starts off for the second one. We don't need to relax. Now fire go. We are wired. So if we're talking about wire, men need to understand this. If we're talking about wire,
I feel brutalized.
We have a better wiring. We have a better capacity to do it more than. But because of discipline and because we understand that we are homemakers, we're here to build, we're here to nurture. Everybody holds themselves together. So you men, hold yourself together.
That's what I said. High five.
But your nature and Mariah's nature and everybody's nature
is different, yes.
So you're a wire go, you can wire go.
You wire off and go.
No, I can't wire anywhere. I cannot wire.
I've been once a week wire. I'm tired.
Are you?
Hey! The only person that can talk on this thing.
So, deceive us here.
No.
We know Nima.
Nima, the only person that can say it categorically now is me. Me, everybody knows that me, I'm a judge.
No, we are not Mr. Brown. You don't know what Mr. Brown
children.
Don't mind that.
You don't like
so the truth is people's nature are different. And so because of that nature per person, there's a room so that we don't have, in Islam, for instance, what the only concern is the sanctity of marriage and lineage. If a man was allowed, like the last caller said, to every 100 women still cheat, there will be a problem. At some point, you will not know where you put everything. You understand? So there's a limited form of polygamy so that when your excesses, whether on control or your control is limited, you can no longer stop yourself. You can extend per one and extend, and still be able to account for. So you see this, I'm sowing my seed up and down. You must account for seed that you're sowing. So there's a way to go about it. For instance, the story of Ibrahim that you said is why surrogacy is being debated in Islam. Yeah. In Islam, for instance, if a woman can't have children, rather than just say, take my eggs and, there's a line to that family lineage and marriage and sanctity of the lineage that limits you. Instead of that, your husband must bring in a woman. Not that you go out and just, people just be so, no. You will bring in that woman
and do it properly.
IVF is allowed if you can carry, but surrogacy is limited. Adoption is limited. There are ways that, these things spread, and there are rules to these things.
Interesting. So now, going back to what do we want? Because as we wrap up very soon, we need to now advise men, because men are doing bragado, acting as if they're conquering, but you're not really conquering anything. So what can we do to educate, just a few minutes, what can we teach them? What would like?
Men
is it the same? What we women are telling the men what we want, so that you can stop bragging and actually do the work. Now, you don't have to treat us like the Oyimbos are bringing us flowers, chocolates, and other. Some people might like it. No, some people might like it. Others might not. But what do we want? How do you start the process before you enter the jackpots? Who wants to start?
What?
No, okay, let me rephrase. Not when you enter Jerusalem. Before you even go to Jerusalem. Before you enter Jerusalem.
Almost came out of the socket like
no.
But really, I get what you mean. And just to keep it simply, it's just communication. So now you understand. Eat that humble pie. Every man, wherever you are. I just realized, man, I have to communicate. One part of the job is my side. The second part is on her side. Have you enjoyed this? Did I, get you to Jerusalem? You must have that conversation. It is not done when you are done. You must have the conversation all the time and as you build. So, and I think that's why a lot of people will encourage. And when you invest in communication, you realize you will not have time to be having that communication with every other woman that you meet. So it will encourage you to want to do better with the partner that you have.
As if with side chicks, it's easier.
Because they don't want anything else from you.
No.
The women give you what you want, and you give them what they want. It's a transaction, and it's done. They're not asking for extra love and attention and what blah blah blah. blah. You are there to get your rocks off, and she's there to get what she can get, and she moves on.
Even when they ask for those things, the side chick understands that she has a job to satisfy and make you happy. So sometimes they fake that, you did so well today because they are looking after the money they want to collect. But your wife will not fake it. You can't be faking anything now. I can't be faking anything for anybody. If you know hit 'em, you know hit 'em. We'll have a conversation. So the first thing is to settle down and focus on the wife that God has given to you. When your eye is in one place, you are better focused. You pay more attention.
It's master that one.
Yes, master that one. Master how to get her to El Dorado. That when you touch her like this, and start from the day. You don't have to wait till it's time. So your auntie, time don't come. Oh, there we go. You start. You can't treat your wife badly all day and come at night and want to get satisfied. You send text messages in the office. Prepare her mind, buy her flowers, make her prepare, because sex is mental.
It may not be flowers. It may come and help her wash plates. If you come back and something.
Whatever her love language is,
just reduce.
Prepare her to that point where she is open and ready, and then always talk to her, even in the process. If you need help, be humble enough to ask for. This is my limitation and all that. And two of you will go find a sex therapist, a sex coach. Two of you will find help together.
Talk your ego aside.
Nima, what's your advice to women?
I wanted to jump on what BC said. So some men misunderstand submission to mean that whenever I come to you, you must. Stop. You hear me say, the angels will curse you because I'm not satisfied. You don't allow me. You cannot abuse a woman from morning till night. And abuse doesn't necessarily mean physical. Make her unhappy, make her unwholesome and all of that. And then in the evening, you say, oh, yeah, Alpha. If she's not happy, she's not happy. Yeah. And, and so the angels too will curse you. I'm just saying, I'm not the prophet. But for me, for instance, respect is a major love language. So appreciating me, you can spend the whole day praising what I've done, appreciating me, and that's for me, in my own language, in my own love language. So it's not about money for some. Do whatever pleases that woman, and at the end of the day, you just might be halfway. If you cannot reach, she will help herself.
Get help too.
She will help herself.
That one is sweet words, You have to say it right, And with the right
say
accent
it in English.
Too, with the right English.
Yeah, they're doing grammar.
The meals, I don't know how happened. Meals and booze entered my brain. I don't know. Meals and booze.
With the right accent.
With the right accent, Hi, sweetheart,
Stop discriminating people for their accent.
Let's get down, honey. Yeah, now you're talking.
She's giving us
What's are you all right? See you Monday, bye. Bye-bye.
Grandma inside this.
I'm in trouble. Have a lovely weekend.